Standing in the aftermath of a shattered marriage leaves you completely exhausted and disoriented. You spent years being a supportive, faithful husband, only to watch your wife betray you without a shred of remorse. The sudden shift from quiet stability to cold indifference makes you feel like the entire foundation of your life was built on a lie. You deserve to finally see the unvarnished truth. A narcissistic wife does not sabotage a good relationship because it is failing. She sabotages it because long-term stability requires emotional depth and vulnerability that she simply cannot provide. When you offered real love, you held up a mirror to her internal emptiness. She chose cheap, temporary validation over your lasting commitment because running away was easier than facing her own unhealed, toxic nature. This video breaks down the exact psychological reasons why a narcissistic wife will never truly recover after betraying a husband who gave his all. You will learn to see right through her public mask and stop waiting for an apology that will never come. By the end of this video, you will take back your power, protect your peace, and step into a life of complete independence. This video is longer than usual, but it is a special gift dedicated to those souls currently feeling wounded, isolated, and disoriented after deep betrayal. We understand that the healing journey is never easy, and sometimes you just need a safe space to be heard, understood, and supported. As you pick up your broken pieces, take a deep breath. Dedicate this time entirely to yourself, and let us guide you through the darkness toward the peace you truly deserve. The brutal truth about the shock of betrayal. When sincerity meets cold indifference. When you spend years being a loyal husband, getting betrayed completely blindsides you. You wake up one day and realize the person you trusted most treated your entire marriage like a joke. The sudden coldness in her eyes feels completely unreal because you never gave her a reason to hurt you. It leaves you feeling deeply disoriented, physically exhausted, and completely disconnected from the life you built together. Your immediate emotional reaction is to go back in time and replay every single conversation in your mind. You search frantically for the exact moment things went wrong, assuming you must have missed some obvious warning sign along the way. You end up picking apart your own behavior, wondering if you should have given more attention, worked fewer hours, or handled past arguments differently during your time together. That search for self-blame is built on a massive lie that you need to throw away right now. You did not get cheated on because you fell short as a partner or failed to meet her standards. You were betrayed because a narcissist does not value loyalty the way a healthy adult does. To her, a long-term marriage is not a sacred partnership built on mutual respect and shared growth. To a narcissistic personality, your genuine love and constant support are simply commodities to be consumed without gratitude. She viewed your patience as something guaranteed, not something earned through mutual effort and emotional respect. When you poured your heart into the relationship, you built a strong foundation. When she accepted that love, she used it to fuel her own massive ego without feeling any obligation back. You were not replaced because you were not enough for her as a man. You were discarded because your genuine capacity to care exposed how hollow her own emotions actually were inside. A person who lives behind a fake mask will eventually resent anyone who offers real, grounded emotional depth. Your honesty became an uncomfortable mirror that she simply could not handle looking into every single day. Accepting this basic reality is the exact moment where you start taking your personal power back. Your years of total devotion were not a sign of weakness or foolishness on your part. They were solid proof of your high character, strong values, and your true capacity for commitment. The failure of the marriage lies entirely on the person who proved too small for a real connection. Decoding narcissistic mindset. Why narcissists sabotage their best relationships. Normal human beings naturally look for peace, trust, and security when building a long-term marriage. You work hard every day to create a quiet environment where both people feel completely safe and respected. However, a narcissistic wife operates on a completely broken internal system. When a relationship becomes calm, stable, and predictable, her internal anxiety actually starts to spike instead of settling down into comfortable peace. Real emotional closeness requires a person to be vulnerable and completely honest about their own flaws. It demands ongoing self-reflection, compromise, and equal accountability whenever things go wrong between partners. Because a narcissist cannot stand looking at her own mistakes without feeling deep shame. True intimacy feels like an active threat to her carefully crafted public image. She cannot stay in a healthy relationship without slipping. To escape that intense internal pressure, she actively creates unnecessary drama or seeks attention outside the marriage. She needs continuous, unpredictable excitement to keep her ego inflated and prevent her from facing her own internal emptiness. Sabotaging a peaceful life gives her a fake sense of power and control over her surroundings. She feels in charge only when she is actively burning good things down. She deliberately chooses cheap, fleeting validation from strangers over a lasting, valuable commitment with you. Getting quick compliments or secret attention requires zero emotional effort and zero personal growth on her part. Building a real marriage with a good husband requires deep, consistent work that she is simply too lazy, self-centered, and emotionally shallow to carry out over a long period of time. She did not walk away because your marriage was broken or lacking real love from your end. She walked away because the stability you offered demanded a level of emotional maturity she could never produce. She chose the easy way out by running to cheap new distractions rather than doing the hard internal work needed to be a genuine, faithful partner to a truly good man. Understanding this mental defect frees you from trying to fix something that was never your fault. You were trying to build a solid home with someone who only knew how to live in chaos. Her desire for constant external novelty meant that no matter how much you gave, her internal void would remain empty. Her self-sabotage was an inevitable outcome of her own unhealed personality structure. The true nature of never recovering. The permanent loss of high-grade narcissistic supply. A narcissistic wife will never truly bounce back after betraying a dedicated husband, but not in the way most men imagine. She will not spend her nights weeping over lost love or regretting how she treated you. Her real downfall is a permanent structural collapse, destroying her ability to function safely without your stabilizing energy and protection anchoring her daily life. A dedicated, patient husband provides what psychologists classify as high-grade emotional support and security. You offered safety, financial cooperation, social respect, and consistent patience through her absolute worst moods over the years. That kind of unconditional backing is extraordinarily rare in the real world. By betraying you, She permanently severed her own connection to the safest anchor she will ever have anywhere. Narcissistic individuals live in a constant state of internal emptiness that they can never fix on their own. They rely entirely on outside validation to keep their fragile self-worth from crashing down into depression. While she might secure quick attention from new people, initially, those shallow connections will never come with the deep sacrifice, tolerance, and genuine protection you consistently provided for years. As time goes on, her superficial charm will naturally wear off, and her toxic behavioral patterns will show up again. The new people in her life will not put up with her emotional manipulation the way a devoted husband did. She will face a shrinking pool of targets willing to tolerate her games, leaving her increasingly isolated, bitter, and desperate with each passing year of her life. She will never recover because she traded a deep, life-giving well for a few shallow puddles on the street. No amount of fake compliments, short-term attention, or temporary excitement can ever replace the rock-solid foundation she destroyed out of pure selfishness. She permanently wrecked her best chance at a secure, respected, and stable life by throwing your devotion away for nothing. Her long-term trajectory is a quiet, ongoing decline into shallow relationships that constantly fall apart. Without a solid partner to absorb her negativity and balance her chaotic energy, her true nature will cause rapid burnouts with everyone she meets. She will spend the rest of her life chasing new sources of validation, only to realize that nobody else will ever cover her flaws like you did. The toxic cycle behind the mask of new happiness. Watching your narcissistic ex-wife quickly move on to someone new and post fake smiles on social media can hit you like a punch. It makes you feel like she won while you got left behind carrying all the pain. But you need to understand that what you are looking at is a carefully staged public show, not real happiness, emotional growth, or genuine life improvement. Every single narcissist follows the exact same predictable pattern, no matter who they are currently with. Right now, she is in the initial phase, where she mirrors the new person to make them feel like they found their perfect soulmate. She acts completely devoted and happy, just to secure their immediate attention and validate her own selfish decision to betray you and walk away. Behind the scenes, that fake perfection will quickly begin to rot from the inside out. As soon as the initial excitement wears off, she will get deeply annoyed when this new target fails to cure her internal emptiness. The same hidden resentment, cold, silent treatment, and constant harsh criticism that destroyed your marriage will start leaking into her new relationship very soon without warning. Eventually, the final phase hits, and she will sabotage this new relationship just like she sabotaged yours in the past. She cannot skip steps in her fixed psychological wiring. She is not giving someone else a better version of herself. She is simply replaying the exact same destructive script with a brand new, unsuspecting actor who has absolutely no idea what kind of damage is coming. Real happiness requires self-awareness, genuine empathy, and emotional honesty, qualities she refused to build with you and cannot magically develop overnight with someone else. Stop believing the fake image she projects to the world through social media or mutual friends. The play always ends in the exact same messy way, every single time, because the core actor never changes her underlying toxic nature. The new partner is not receiving an upgraded version of your ex-wife. They are simply taking over a ticking time bomb, What looks like passion right now is just the honeymoon stage of a toxic cycle that will inevitably collapse. When the initial high fades, her deep insecurity will demand more than the new person can give, triggering the exact same drama you experienced. Knowing this pattern allows you to disconnect from her current life with total calm. You do not need to monitor her social media or compare your healing journey to her fake timeline. Her apparent happiness is a temporary mask built on unstable ground. Focus on your own real recovery, because while she is living in a repeated lie, you have the chance to build a genuine life. Escaping the trap of waiting for remorse. Letting go of the hope for an apology. A huge emotional trap after getting betrayed by a spouse is quietly waiting for the day she realizes what she lost. You secretly hope she will reach out, break down in tears, and finally admit how terribly she treated you throughout the marriage. Holding on to that hidden hope keeps your mind permanently chained to her actions, her opinions, and her unpredictable personal timeline forever. You need to accept the hard truth that a narcissistic person is psychologically incapable of feeling genuine remorse. To offer a real apology, a human being must admit they were wrong and feel actual empathy for the pain they caused to another person. For a narcissist, accepting that level of fault would completely shatter her inflated ego and fragile self-image beyond repair. Her brain will automatically rewrite history to make herself look like the innocent victim every single time. She will blame you for her own choices, invent false memories, or convince herself that you forced her to betray you through your actions. She will do whatever mental gymnastics are necessary to protect her own ego from facing the cold, ugly reality of her betrayal. If she ever does reach out to you later with nice words, do not fall for the trick. It is never a real apology born from self-reflection. It is just a manipulative tactic designed to test your boundaries, see if you are still paying attention to her, or repair her damaged public reputation. She is simply checking if she can still pull your emotional strings easily. Waiting for an apology from a narcissist is like standing at an empty train station, expecting a ship to arrive. True closure is not something she will ever hand to you out of the goodness of her heart. Closure is a firm decision you make on your own when you stop expecting a toxic person to suddenly act like a healthy, responsible human being. When you stop looking for her validation, you break the final emotional chain holding you back. You do not need her to admit her guilt in order to confirm that her actions were wrong. Your experience, your pain, and your recovery are completely valid on their own. Stepping away from the desire for her confession is where your actual mental freedom begins. Let go of the fantasy that she will experience a dramatic moment of awakening. Her life will continue in its self-absorbed loop, untouched by genuine self-awareness. By giving up the expectation of her remorse, you take back your power and stop granting her control over your emotional state. You own your story now, completely free from her missing accountability. Restoring your dignity and self-worth. Your kindness was always your strength. It is completely normal to look back at your past marriage and feel embarrassed for being so patient and forgiving. You might judge yourself as gullible or weak for giving so many second chances to someone who continuously took advantage of your kindness. You need to stop punishing yourself for having a good heart immediately, because your intentions were pure throughout the entire relationship. Giving your absolute best, keeping your promises, and standing loyally by your spouse are clear signs of high character, emotional strength, and true maturity. Being a loyal husband is something to be proud of, not something to feel ashamed about in quiet isolation. The flaw never belonged to the person who showed genuine love. The moral failure belongs entirely to the one who exploited it. When you finally pull your emotional energy out of that toxic dynamic, your ability to love deeply does not disappear. It remains inside you, fully intact and ready for a healthier future. You simply misdirected your valuable emotional resources toward a person who was far too small, hollow, and broken to handle or appreciate the depth of what you were offering them. Now, your main responsibility is to take that exact same dedication you wasted on her and invest it entirely back into yourself. Use your loyalty, patience, and sustained effort to rebuild your physical health, your career, your personal goals, and your long-term peace of mind. That is how you turn a painful betrayal into real, lasting personal power for the future. Your capacity to give everything to a marriage was never your weakness as a man. It was the absolute highest proof of your internal strength, integrity, and honor. She was simply too empty, selfish, and broken inside to carry the weight of a real man's devotion. Stand tall, knowing that you acted with honor while she showed her true moral limits. Reclaiming your dignity means recognizing that your capacity for care is a rare asset in a shallow world. Do not allow her toxicity to turn you into a bitter or closed-off person. Protect your good qualities, but set firm boundaries so they are never exploited again. Your strength lies in your ability to stay kind without allowing anyone to walk over your boundaries. As you rebuild your self-respect, you will realize that her opinion of you holds zero authority over your future. You tested your character under difficult conditions and proved that you could stay faithful, honest, and dedicated. That knowledge becomes the foundation of your new confidence, completely independent of her past validation or present choices. Stepping into the light. Real freedom is complete indifference. Real victory over a narcissistic ex-wife does not mean plotting revenge or waiting around to watch her life fall apart. Winning is not about keeping score, arguing about the past, or proving to everyone that you were right all along. True recovery happens when she becomes completely irrelevant to your emotional state, your daily routine, and your future plans. As long as you carry deep anger, active resentment, or a desire to see her get punished, she still controls a piece of your mind. Negative energy is still emotional energy, and a narcissist loves knowing she can still trigger a strong reaction out of you from a distance. Your anger simply tells her that her past presence still holds power over you. Complete indifference is the ultimate, unbreakable boundary you can build for your life. Indifference means you do not care if she is happy, sad, successful, or struggling in her new circumstances. You stop checking her social media, stop talking about her to mutual friends, and completely remove her name from your daily thoughts. Her existence no longer moves your needle in any direction. When you direct your full focus onto your own life, you step into a clean reality that she can never touch or ruin again. You realize that losing her was never a tragedy or a defeat at all. It was the cleanest, most important exit you ever made, opening the direct door to total freedom, quiet peace, and genuine happiness on your own terms. The ultimate revenge against a narcissist is not making them pay for what they did to you. It is moving forward so completely that their presence or absence makes zero difference to your daily happiness. You take your personal story back from their control and write the next chapter with absolute confidence, dignity, and quiet inner strength for the rest of your life. Indifference allows you to reclaim your mental energy for things that actually build your future. Instead of replaying old arguments or monitoring her actions, you invest that focus into your passions, your health, and healthy connections. You transition from being a victim of her betrayal to being the sole author of a peaceful, purposeful life. Looking back, you will see her exit as the turning point, where you reclaimed your true identity. You survived the worst of her manipulation and emerged with your integrity intact. Step into the light of your new life with complete confidence, knowing that your peace is secure, your future is bright, and you are finally fully free. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If this content brought you clarity, comfort, or strength today, please hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel for more deep psychological insights. Your support helps reach others who need this message. Take care, and see you in the next video.